Valentine, thank you so much for having me. I've been trying to find you for for a very long time. And I'm so honored to sit next to you. I think just for the record, I need to say that you're one of my heroes, somebody I really look up to in Africa when it comes to women leadership. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for your very kind words.
Thank you so much. We want to just, I think the reason why I wanted to catch you is that I was so fascinated yesterday with the fact that, you know, Delphine won the Africa CEO Forum Award. And I wanted to find a woman and I found it. So what do you think about that?
Well, I really think that it is awesome. I was very, very pleased that she won that award, because it is through just one, that award represents so much to Delphine. It is first of all, it is just a testimony to her hard work, to competence, and in a sector that, let's face it, is a male-dominated sector. In the mining sector, she did very well in the mining sector. She's been able to provide a job to women, and she's been able to make it. And no, she didn't go through the details of what her journey was like. I think there was no time to do that, but we can all try to imagine what it was like to just find a place, to find a niche, to establish herself, and to compete, to strive, to survive, to have a company that is doing well. So it is really, I think it's a very clear sign, message of really strength to all women out there, that in reality there are no such things, that sectors that are reserved specifically for men, and that women should be just you know, look at what is called just classically a very soft sectors. That is a hard sector. That is really a sector where it is very difficult to compete, and it is very difficult to compete without capital. She started all that without capital, so she had to reach out to a number of people. So I just find it really, in one word, awesome.
It's absolutely amazing. I remember Christian Lagarde from IMF saying that women need to dare to make a difference, and I think that she's daring to make the difference for all of us. But the other thing I really wanted to ask us is, you know, we have the women quotas. You know, in Europe, you know, we have this women quota sitting in board of directors. You know, we don't see many African CEOs like yourself. What do you think we need to? It's good to increase them at the moment, because we really need to show the African leadership in a more business-like. But what practically can we do to increase this quota and to have more women CEOs on boards, just rather than the women as object of development?
Absolutely. Look, I will first of all say that for countries themselves, it is a lousy economic proposal to disregard to just ignore part of the potential that the countries have, and not investing in women. Today, on the African continent, will basically be to say, you're trying to achieve your development targets, you're trying to achieve your growth targets with less than half of your population. You will not make it. It's simply not possible. So even just looking at that basic fact, it's not about making a favor, you know, to women. It's not about being kind to women. Women are hardworking. It's just about providing equal opportunity. It's mainly that. And for women to be able to access those equal opportunity, it starts really from the beginning. Let's focus equal opportunity, access to education, access to finance, but also access to jobs at same competence. And again, let's not fool ourselves here. It's not about the problem I often have with this element of quota. It seems to suggest that, well, it's okay to recruit someone who doesn't have the competencies if we need to fill a quota. No, it's not a neither or. It's about having women there because they are competent. When they are competent, you provide them with the same opportunities. But also to get to that level of competency, you provide them with the same opportunities in terms of access to high-level education, access to sciences and technology. We spent a lot of time during this forum discussing science and technology. And well, I will say that just the very last panel, a terrific panel, a very interesting conversation. But as was just highlighted by Ashish Thakkar said, well, this is a fantastic panel, but why am I not seeing any woman here on this panel? Does this suggest that there are no women developing software applications? No, there are hundreds of thousands of them. But then, why aren't they there on the panel?
Exactly.
Why aren't they being given the exposure?
That's when
they are doing all that, why aren't they being given the exposure? Why do we still send outside, to the outside world, the idea that actually they are not there? They are not there.
It's catastrophic. I find it very catastrophic, especially when Paul Kagame on last week with the World Bank was, through my organization Africa Garden, we've been helping him to live stream, an amazing event hosted in Rwanda on the STEM subjects, science, technology, innovation, and all that. And I was thinking, we really need African women on that. We have amazing, I see all the way from Rwanda, I meet amazing young women that we didn't feature.
Absolutely.
What do you think about the STEM subject when Mr. Kagame is very keen in this?
Well, I have to say that in the case of Rwanda, it has always been very clear that, and from the president, it has always been crystal clear that there is no way we are going to go for a development strategy that is not an inclusive strategy. And an inclusive strategy that includes women, men, and includes the youth and the less young. So it's really an inclusive strategy across the board. Of course, to start with this inclusive strategy, we needed, first of all, to set quite ambitious targets. And we have, we started just to be able, if you like, to have that as a catalyst to that, not as the ultimate goal, but as a catalyst to achieving that. We voted in our constitution. We had in our constitution this 30% minimum of women in parliament and so on and so forth. But we actually beat that target long ago. Today we beat that target long ago. And well, why it happened? It's no longer because there is a target in the constitution of 30%. Because we have passed that target. It's simply because people through that, it played a catalytic role, but it went far beyond that. People realized that, well, once you give access to education, that actually the country is doing much better. The country is growing faster. The country, we're getting many more people out of the poverty, out of the poverty. We're getting many more people living a dignifying lives. We're getting families living a dignifying lives. And the event you just referred to earlier on, it was fantastic to have just focusing on young girls. Their innovation, innovative capacity. What is it that you're able to create in terms of science and technology? This Girl Geek event, and then it was fantastic. They developed applications, and which are not in the abstract world. Those applications that address issues, problems that their communities are confronted with. So those are not applications just out of the book. Well, let me run a fantastic model, but I don't know exactly. There is no link between that fantastic economic model or if you like, or ICT model and the community I'm living in. No, there is a direct link. And that, in a way, shows exactly why the approach we're taking in Rwanda when it comes to science and technology, when it comes to ICT, it's about enabling, providing solutions, improving the efficiency, the productivity of all other sectors, but also in itself as a sector, develop that to really increase our growth and to grow the opportunities that our country have to offer and the opportunities in terms of jobs.
As a woman leader, and we, like I said earlier, we all look up to you and to many, many women across Africa. What is the one message you have for those young girls who are coders from Kigali to Madagascar? What is the one message you have? Yesterday I spoke to Bob Collymore, and I spoke today to Daphne. She said, we need to stay relevant. We need to dare the difference. We need to really work as sisters. You know, we need to create this sisterhood mentality where you leaders helping us also to lead the way in somehow, because you want to leave a legacy in your leadership. What is the message you have for our generation, the young women from growing from this continent?
I will say just maybe in just a few words. First of all, work hard. Work hard and believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. There is no such a thing. Whenever you're getting something, it is not because people are making you a favor. It's because you are making a contribution. So believe in yourself. Don't tend to always take the position, the underdog position. Believe in yourself. And believing in oneself is not to be arrogant. That is not believing in oneself. It's not to be arrogant, but it's to understand that we are part. Every girl, every woman is a part of a community, and that she can transform, provided she understands that she has within her what it takes to transform a community, to transform a group, to transform a country for the better of all.